Welcome back to another episode of the free VST Plugins Detective, where I review, test out, and demonstrate various free VSTs. For today, we are looking at the Auburn Sounds Inner Pitch. I'm going to give this one the perfect rating of a 5 out of 5. This is an incredible pitch shifter, and there's a lot of unique features. And of course, I think the biggest thing when it comes to pitching up or down or just adjusting the pitch is the algorithms it uses. And this plugin is phenomenal. So this is my track, Living in a Van Life. This is actually off my new album. I'll play you a little bit of it. I know some shameless self-promotion. I'm going to turn this off as well right here. Starts off, it's kind of like a Stutter House style record. So it starts off like this. Right? Kind of like funky vibes. And goes into this kind of like bassy drop here. Right? So, kind of like a cool Stutter House track. I have a link listed below in the description if you want to check it out. But anyway, let's go to the plugin now. Now that shameless self-promotion is concluded. So I have this vocal clip. This is what we're going to use it on. And I'm going to play you this, right? Solo it. I am going to turn the side chain off. Right, so this is the vocal sample. And you can see I've not pitch adjusted this. I will say, typically, I do use the pitch adjuster in Ableton. I usually do Complex Pro so I can adjust the formants and the envelope as well. But let's say you don't have Ableton. Let's say you have a different DAW, or let's say you just want something a little more in-depth, depending on what you're going for. We have this. Now let's pull it up. So I'm going to play it, right? A couple different things. Initially, you can see I have the main pitch adjustment here, which is the main thing. I have a couple different knobs here, some color I can add, some EQing if I want to, which is pretty cool, honestly, and then a delay. I feel like the delay is kind of random, but I've messed around with it, and it's really cool what it can do. So I'm going to just loop this right now, right? And then, so you can see I can pitch it just like this, right? And then if I want to pitch it back down, right? So initially, if let's say you have a DAW that's not good for pitch adjustment, you can do this super quick. One thing I will say that is kind of frustrating, and I was messing around with this, so I hope I didn't miss the exact way to do this. If let's say I want to do an adjustment of let's say 12 semitones, in case you don't know, 12 semitones is an octave, right? So let's say full octave jump. I have to kind of adjust here and slowly scroll till it's a perfect 12. I don't know if it's just me, but like if it's like say like 12 and 0.11, which is so, near impossible to notice, really, within reason, it still would bother me that it's not like the exact 12, right? I was trying to go here to see if I could maybe like type it out, but I didn't really get any way to do that. So let's say if I want to do it, let's say 2 octaves or 24, obviously I can just scroll all the way up. But let's say if I'm going for a very specific number, let's say like 6, for example, pitch down, I have to kind of do this weird thing where I scroll, I'm like, okay, no, and then I'm like, see, I can't even get 6. So that is one kind of annoying thing. Very, very subtle, because the difference between 6.08 and 6 is so minuscule, but maybe it's like the principle of it, right? But I can do this, right? So I can play it again. I also have an LR shift, right, which is kind of cool. Right, to make it even more interesting. And then I have a couple different things here, right? So the tonal boost, so I'm going to boost it, let's say to 12. Let's do an octave above. So we're going to go here. See, okay. Got the even 12, or, yeah, okay. Right, so I have this. But now I can do a couple of things. So obviously stereo link, right? If I do any kind of stereo linking. I have a tonal boost as well, right? And I can adjust the performance here. And then some color as well I can add, right? Right. So I can adjust this, right? Especially I think once you adjust the pitch more, that's where these knobs, So very subtle, but let's say if I want to do some unique kind of, if I'm going for like a unique sound or a certain texture, right? Now I have the EQing right here. So as you can imagine, I can back out the high end if I want. Typically, I will do this in Ableton. I just use like the Pro Q2. But I can adjust things, you know, if like say I want to do just like the mid-range, but keep like the bass here. I can do that, and then, right? So I'll turn this off for now. And then I can add a delay. And I can even adjust like the panning. So let's bring this, right? Even bring it to the other side, for example. Right, so I can even adjust it based off the stereo width, which is pretty cool. I can tap it if I want, so like, right? And then I have some diffusion as well. But you can see I have the time and feedback kind of graph here. So I want a ton of feedback. Let's do this. Right. So really, really cool plugin, being honest. Turn the delay off. So, like I said, pretty cool plugin, honestly, just to like adjust the pitch real quick. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I do like this plugin, and it is a phenomenal plugin, I do think I would still just do this in Ableton, like so. And then I can just performance if I want to, like this. Let's do this one. And then, which you may notice is actually what I did on the drop. I actually pitched it down an octave. So here, right? And I also use the Beats algorithm to make it this like stutter effect. I also use a couple different techniques with the auto filter, which I've done a video about. But let's say if here I want to do something pitched down for whatever reason, you can hear that there, right? As opposed to this, sometimes you do want that effect, but so that's the big thing I think for me when it comes to this plugin is I don't know if I'd personally use it just because I love the Ableton kind of setup and I'm used to it. But, and this is the big thing, I know a lot of people don't use Ableton or whatever. So like if you're using GarageBand, FL Studio, Logic, or other DAWs, especially if they don't have the quickest and easiest pitch adjustment, I'm not gonna lie, I have not used those DAWs, so I can't say from experience. But again, if you don't have a good pitch adjustment plugin, pick this one up. It's amazing.